opportunities for youth. Federal government directs telecommunications affecting service delivery. Abroad, United States rejects Iran's response to proposals aimed at ending the ongoing war. Good evening. Thank you for joining us on Delta Television News on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Now, news in full. President Bola Tinubu has created the Office of the Special Advisor on Homeland Security and appointed retired Major General Adeyinka Famadewa as the pioneer occupant of the position. The appointment was announced in a statement issued by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and signed by to the statement. The appointment underscores the administration's commitment to strengthening internal security coordination, improving intelligence-driven operations, and deepening interagency collaboration against emerging security threats. The creation of the office marks the first time a Nigerian president has established a dedicated Homeland Security advisory role at the federal level. The new office is also seen as a departure from Nigeria's traditional security structure, which has historically concentrated advisory responsibilities within the Office of the National Security Advisor. Major General Famadewa brings more than 3 decades of military and intelligence experience to the role, with expertise in national security strategy, counter-terrorism operations, and intelligence coordination. He previously served as Principal General Staff Office to the National Security Advisor between 2015 and 2021, where he led the establishment of the Intelligence Fusion Center, bringing together multiple intelligence and security agencies to improve national threat assessment and response coordination. Following his retirement from active service, Famadewa became a senior research fellow at the Nigerian Army Resource Center in Abuja. Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has assured Deltans that his administration will continue to create more employment opportunities for youth through ongoing infrastructural projects and partnership with construction firms. The governor gave the assurance while addressing workers at the Julius Berger project site in Osubi, Okwe local government area, noting that unemployment and economic hardship remain major challenges facing many families. Ejime Udweme reports.
The governor said unemployment and economic hardship remained major challenges confronting many families, stressing that government must continue to initiate projects that improve livelihoods and provide opportunities for young people. He noted that workers and contractors handling projects across the state were committed to contributing meaningfully to the development of their host communities, adding that genuine efforts towards progress deserved the support of the people.
These people don't come to stay. They don't be like people just come, do work around. They don't establish their site for years. Say because they won't work for us. We don't give them one work now. From a full runabout to MPA.
He disclosed that the reconstruction of the Efon roundabout to MPA houses had already been awarded to Julius Berger in fulfillment of his administration's plan to revamp infrastructure within the Warri Efon metropole. The governor also commended the administration of President Bola Tinubu for reforms aimed at repositioning the nation's economy, saying the policies had increased revenue available to state governments for projects and prompt payment of workers' salaries. He urged workers and stakeholders to continue to support the Tinubu-led administration and candidates of the All Progressives Congress in the 2027 elections to sustain the delivery of democracy dividends to Nigerians.
Everybody tell you say Tinubu no go win election alive. Now they give us, now they make us, we dey fit dey pay workers. Yes, I mean, not say.
Speaking further, Governor Borewori said his administration was here to inaugurate the completed Trans-Warri Ode-Ishekiri roads and bridges project, noting that the inauguration would take place after the completion of the Ubeji-Ife road. He appreciated workers and supporters for their commitment to the development agenda of the state government, assuring that government will remain focused on projects and policies that directly impact the lives of the people. Ejime Uduime reporting.
The wife of the state governor, Deaconess Tobore Oborewori, has called on women in the state to continue praying for peace, unity, and progress in Delta State and the nation. Deaconess Oborewori made a call at a one-day prayer conference held at the All Progressives Congress Secretariat, APC, in Asaba, organized by the APC State Women Leader, Mrs. Ifeanyiwa Sobochie. The report.
Represented by the wife of the Deputy Governor, Ezinne Catherine Oyeme, Deaconess Oborewori urged women to pray for security, harmony among communities, protection over families and institutions, as well as wisdom for leaders at all levels.
We all pray for the peace of the state and peace of the nation. So we are going to go into the prayer section as I read out she said we should pray peace in Delta State, pray for lasting peace, unity, progress and security across Delta State. That we should ask God to grant us wisdom to lead. We should ask God to grant wisdom to lead us.
The APC State Women Leader, Mrs. Ifeanyiwa Sobochie, said prayer remained the key to overcoming challenges, especially as the election period approached, noting that the theme of the conference, Let God Lead, was aimed at seeking divine direction for leaders and the state. Mrs. Sobochie described Governor Sheriff Oborewori as a leader who listened to the people and had their interests at heart, pledging that APC women leaders across the state will continue to pray for the governor and other stakeholders. The event featured prayer sessions, praise and worship, as well as the presentation of a souvenir to the governor's wife representative. Present were the state APC chairman, Chief Solomon Arayenka, Chairman of the Civil Service Commission, Chief Roselyn Amioku, and the General Manager of the DBS Asaba, Mrs. Christine Jobome Emetulu, among a cross-section of women and political stakeholders.
The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, has directed telecommunications operators in the country to urgently resolve persistent network challenges affecting service delivery. Dr. Tijani said operators must improve the quality of services Nigerians receive following government interventions aimed at stabilizing the sector, citing reforms to tackle long-standing connectivity problems caused by years of underinvestment in infrastructure. He said funding had been secured through the World Bank-backed project Bridge Initiative to expand fiber infrastructure nationwide, while new tower rollouts and improved satellite capacity were also planned, adding that the reforms were designed to ensure reliable internet access for homes, businesses, and other users across the country. The minister noted that measures such as tariff adjustments, tax harmonization, and the designation of telecom infrastructure as critical national infrastructure had created a more stable operating environment for operators, including MTN Nigeria, Airtel Nigeria, Globacom, and T2. He added that the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, had been empowered to enforce service standards, assuring Nigerians that improvements in call quality, data services, and network coverage should soon be evident. The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, have reaffirmed the suspension of the indefinite nationwide strike earlier scheduled to begin on May 11. President of SANU, Mr. Mohammed Ibrahim, said the decision followed assurances from the federal government on the ongoing renegotiation process. He explained that the unions had given the government a 2-week deadline to conclude and sign agreements on outstanding issues, noting that the suspension was based on commitments by the federal government expanded tertiary institutions renegotiation committee. The unions warned that failure to meet the deadline could lead to renewed industrial action, stressing demands for salary review, improved welfare, payment of outstanding allowances, and full implementation of collective bargaining agreements. The Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAMB, has announced that candidates seeking admission into education and agriculture-related non-engineering courses will no longer be required to sit for the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME. The board made an announcement during its 2026 admission policy meeting, stating that the exemption was aimed at encouraging enrollment into critical areas of national development. The development follows the federal government's decision to remove UTME as a requirement for admission into Nigerian Certificate in Education (NCE) programs in colleges of education. JAMB said the policy applied to education and agriculture non-engineering programs across tertiary institutions in the country. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said it cannot successfully conduct elections in Nigeria without the support of the National Youth Service Corps, requesting the deployment of more than 1.4 million Corps members for the 2027 general elections. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amopiton made a disclosure during a courtesy visit to the NYSC Director General, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, at the Corps headquarters in Abuja. According to him, 707,384 Corps members would be required for the Presidential and National Assembly elections scheduled for January 16, 2027, while another 707,384 would be deployed for the governorship and state houses of assembly elections fixed for February 6, 2027. The Commission also projects an additional 52,446 Corps members for governorship elections in Ekiti and Osun states, as well as by-elections in Nasarawa, Enugu, Rivers, Ondo, Kebbi, and Kano states. INEC says the figure represents a significant increase from the 2023 general elections, during which about 1,000 or 1.2 million ad hoc staff were deployed, with over 70% drawn from the NYSC and student volunteers. Professor Amopiton added that Corps members accounted for nearly 90% of registration area offices and presiding officers in several states during the 2023 elections. The people of Ashaka community in Ndokwa East local government area of Delta State have celebrated peace and reconciliation following the resolution of a long-standing crisis in the community's Umangu, also known as Masquerade Society. The 2-day Ashaka Umangu Unity Dance or Unity Day, themed One People, One Culture, One Future, Stronger Together, attracted residents, traditional rulers, dignitaries, and cultural enthusiasts in a colorful celebration of heritage and renewed harmony. Eunice Emeyazia completes the report.
A fitness walk set the tone for unity. Activities began on Saturday with an Ashaka Mount Unity Fitness Walk attended by dignitaries from different walks of life, including the member representing Ndokwa East in the State House of Assembly and the chairman of Ndokwa East Local Government Area, Honorable Vincent Osilonia. Honorable Osilonia said the walk was organized to strengthen unity, rebuild trust, and promote peaceful coexistence among residents after years of disagreements within the community. Day 2 of the event featured a grand procession by members of the various Mount groups to the palace of the Okpaluku of Ishagu, who alongside members of his council warmly received them. Speaking during the celebration, the Okpaluku of Ashaka community, Henry Ugom Onyesom, and the acting traditional prime minister, Chief Kingsley Ajimlu, highlighted the importance of masquerades in preserving cultural identity and maintaining social order, noting that beyond entertainment, masquerades play significant roles in enforcing communal values, protecting traditions, and strengthening social cohesion in Ashaka community.
The mounts, because we had some little problems which was settled, and we are thanking God today that there was no life loss, no fighting, no fracas. You could see all the masquerades out there to dance to celebrate today's unity. A day never to be forgotten in the history of Ashaka.
It is significant of oneness for the people of the good people of Ashaka community. Masquerade is a kind of a lawmaker. It makes law in this community traditionally.
Chairman of Ndokwa East Local Government Area, Honorable Vincent Osilonia, and Vice Chairman Cecilia Ekbo expressed satisfaction over the peaceful resolution of the crisis that had reportedly lingered within the Mount Society for years before intervention by the council, describing the Unity Day celebration as a symbol of reconciliation and urging residents to sustain the prevailing peace.
I told them to sustain the peace and to make sure that they live together as one people. And if there is anything, they should also reach out to us so that we can nip it in the bud. At a time, they were divided, polarized in such a way that both groups were threatening each other. And we have to intervene as a council.
Society, they were having issues, but by the grace of God, council, the local government was able to settle it, and they also said we should organize something for them like this. Since I'm from Ashaka as the vice chairman, I'm their daughter, I should champion it, that they want to organize something like celebration like this to celebrate their unity, and also to tell our people that let us continue to make peace in our community because it will benefit each and every one of us.
Other leaders and invited guests to the event, including the President General of Abala community, who chaired the occasion, alongside prominent indigenous and invited guests, also commended efforts that restored peace, calling for sustained unity among members of the Masquerade Society.
The Masquerade is started right from time to keep our culture, our tradition, and it's what we use to unite together. So what we are seeing here is the whole Masquerade in the community. And even we invited some other good ones from other places to come and witness it.
Almost the whole Delta State come to Ashaka to celebrate it with us. So when we have problems, many of them have to shift back. But with this unity, this thing we have just started today, people now are aware that we have settled.
So what we are doing today is culture, religion, opium.
We have already keyed into the unity. We appreciate all the sponsors and people that came. We appreciate every person for this unity initiative. It's a very good one.
It's good. We all now decide to be one today.
I've been hearing about Umaru and the rest. I've been seeing it in Nigerian movie. But this is my first time I'm seeing it. In fact, I'm really impressed.
As drums echoed through Ashaka and masquerades danced through cheering crowds, one message stood clear. After years of discord, the community is determined to move forward as one people, united by culture and peace. Eunice Emeazia reporting.
The State Deputy Governor, Sir Monday Onyeme, was among dignitaries at the 60th birthday and retirement Thanksgiving service of the Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Deputy Governor, Dr. Tony Nwakolobia. Perebotu has details.
The Thanksgiving service, which held at the Holy Family Catholic Church, Mabul Hill, Asaba, was well attended by some top government functionaries, retired heads of service, serving and retired permanent secretaries, traditional rulers, a retinue of priests, family and friends, among others. Delivering a homily at the Thanksgiving Mass, Reverend Father Charles Ugawa reminded public servants that retirement should be embraced as a season of grace rather than feared as a punishment or a death sentence. He said civil servants are afraid of retirement because of the failed system of the prompt payment of their gratuities and other retirement benefits. The Catholic priest noted that some civil servants falsify their age to remain long in service and are corrupt because of the fear of the non-timely payment of their retirement benefits. Reverend Father Ogawa called on government at all levels to be prompt in the payment of retirement benefits to civil servants and should review the present pension scheme to enable retirees get their benefits in full and on time.
They should, change their age because they want to serve more, and the government should be able to work up their gratuity in time. And some of them are very corrupt. We say they shouldn't be corrupt, but the government has given them opportunity to be corrupt because they refuse to pay their gratuity and pension as a member.
While commending Dr. Tony Nwakolobia for his integrity, hard work and commitment to any given assignment, Reverend Father Ogawa lauded him for his truthfulness. He said Thanksgiving is important in the life of Christians, adding that not everyone shows gratitude to God, and commended Dr. Tony Nwakolobia for deeming it necessary to thank God for attaining the age of 60 and for his successful retirement from the civil service. In his remarks, Dr. Tony Nwakolobia thanked God for his successful retirement from service and the state government for the privilege to serve in various offices within the years he worked. He thanked the Deputy Governor, Sir Monday Oyeme, and other guests for celebrating the event with him. Dr. Nwakolobia urged civil servants to be diligent, maintain integrity, and be courageous in taking decisions while upholding the rules of the service.
For me, I believe that in all situations, in all circumstances, we give thanks to God. Because whatever that God has destined for every man will definitely come to pass. So public servants are expected to be very diligent. Diligence is very important. Maintaining your integrity, no matter the circumstance, is also very important. Being courageous of your convictions.
The highlight of the service was the Thanksgiving by Dr. Tony Nwakolobia, joined by his wife, children, and other dignitaries. At a reception for guests attended by the state head of service, Dr. Mininim Oseji, and other dignitaries, chaired by the immediate past head of service, Mr. Reginald Bayoku, extolled the virtues of Dr. Tony Nwakolobia, saying his positive impact in service was novel, hence the large turnout to celebrate him. He advised civil servants to serve with integrity and be diligent in their duties.
Complete gentleman in every sphere of his life, professional, personal, and social. And you can see him, if you look around, he's bubbly, he's always there. And it's the kind of hold he has on many of us.
Earlier, Chairman of the Planning Committee and Director of Administration, Office of the Deputy Governor, Mr. Ebunum Olise, said the event was not just marking the end of a career, but celebrating a legacy of commitment, integrity, and excellence. He said Dr. Nwakolobia had contributed immensely and professionally to the growth of the service and those who worked with him. Others who spoke, including a former head of service, Mr. Oke Ofili, and the President General of Otolopo Community, retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Mr. David Igbodo, among others, lauded Dr. Tony Nwakolobia for his positive footprints.
He is a fine gentleman. He was a very competent officer, competent administrator who rose to the pinnacle of his career.
He's one of our subjects and very good man. He has contributed immensely to the development of the kingdom.
The highlight of the reception was the cutting of cake and presentation of gift to Dr. Tony Nwakolobia. I am Pere Botu reporting.
Governor Sheriff Oborewori has approved the appointment of Dr. Fidelia Chukwudumebi Igrapata as Provost of College of Education, Warri, in Warri South Local Government Area. The announcement was contained in a statement by the Commissioner for Higher Education, Professor Nyero Tonokari, noting that she becomes the first internal female provost of the institution. Dr. Igrapata, a physicist who joined the college in 2001, rose through the ranks to chief lecturer and has served in several key administrative roles. An alumni of the University of Benin, the Delta State University, Abraka, and Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, she had also participated in NCCE accreditation exercises. Her appointment has been described as a milestone in academic leadership and gender representation in the state's education sector, as she is expected to strengthen academic standards and institutional development at the College of Education, Warri. The 19th Multiple Convention of the Lions Club International, with the theme Building Bridges Through Service and Unity, has ended with renewed calls for humanitarian service, leadership and unity among members. Eunice Emeazia reports.
The multiple council chairperson of the Multiple District 404 Nigeria, Dr. Ibrahim Bello, said the convention strengthened fellowship among members, reinforced commitment to humanitarian service, and deepened relationships across the organization's districts in the country. He congratulated newly inaugurated officials and award recipients, stressing that unity, compassion, and selfless service remained vital to making positive impact in society, while also commending Governor Sheriff Oborewori for providing a conducive environment for hosting the convention.
To appreciate the executive governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborewori, for providing a conducive environment to host this event. As a matter of fact, District 404A4 of host Asaba as some other countries, they actually bidded for this convention too. Because of the improved facility, fracture infrastructure we have in this state, and that's also give credence for the approval of Asaba to be the host city of our 19th multiple district convention. And I must tell you, it was a well-packed program.
International Director for Constitutional Area 8, Africa, Princess Bridget Tigers, praised the District 404 Nigeria for its humanitarian contributions, urging members to continue serving with passion, integrity, and commitment.
I have the opportunity to travel across the countries in Africa, and I can safely compare and conclude that MD404 is a force to be reckoned with in terms of numbers, in terms of the impactful service activities that we render, and in spite of the quality membership that we bring to the table.
Some district governors and award recipients said participants gained fresh knowledge through engagement at the convention and expressed satisfaction with the humanitarian impact of the district.
Once in a year, all the districts in Nigeria comes together to meet, to deliberate, to appraise our activities, and it's moved from one district to another. For the Lions Year 2025-2026 Lions Year, it behoves on District 404 to host this multiple district convention, and Asaba, the capital city of the other states, is chosen for the event. And it has really been an amazing time.
The quality of the trainings, the sports, the social nights, the networking has been outstanding.
Wow, it's been a delight to be in Asaba, and the take home has been that united we stand, and we can do so much more together.
The government cannot do it alone, so we try to come in to use our authorities, our time, our talent, and our treasure to see what we can do to improve our communities.
All the districts, even the football match between the 4A A's
And for bees, everybody, happy. I am happy that everybody.
I was part of the athletes representing my districts. I'm so excited to bring this cup back to my districts.
I just love serving, love giving. So that's just the spirit that moves me to be a Strong Lion member.
I want to encourage everyone to invite their friends, family, neighbors, professional colleagues to come and join us.
Highlights of the closing event included elections of district officers and council chairpersons, inauguration of the 2026-2027 leadership team, presentation of awards, a minute silence in honor of deceased members, and an official balloon release ceremony. The wife of the State Deputy Governor, Mrs. Catherine Onyeme, who is a member of the Lions Club International, attended the event, which recorded over 3,000 participants and is expected to hold next year in Abeokuta, Ogun State.
Lion leaders, we are marching on, and lion is marching.
Eunice Emeyazia reporting.
Commitment to duty, passion for the job, humility and sincerity, among other virtues, came to the fore today as prerequisite for living a good life at a valedictory session organized in honor of the outgoing Director of Administration in the Bureau for State Pensions, Mr. Victor Osuya. The event drew a cross-section of staff of ministries, departments and agencies, including a team of management staff of Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, led by the Director News, Mrs. Mercy Mwemifo, on behalf of the General Manager, Mrs. Christine Jobome Emetulu. Esther Oputa reports.
In a lecture, Mr. Paulson Ayodele, Director of Administration in the Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources, said retiring civil servants must learn to adapt to changes that would come with being out of active service and embrace life with gratitude, encouraging them to avoid wasteful living and harmful health practices. The lecture, titled Rediscovering Purpose Beyond Office Titles, Living Intentionally After Service, advised all to socialize moderately, engage in exercise and mental activities through writing and reading, get involved in subsistence agriculture, adopt good hobbies, and remember that no office was permanent.
Retirement is not a withdrawal from relevance, but the beginning of another fulfilling phase of life filled with greater peace, renewed purpose, good health, family happiness, personal fulfillment.
A retired permanent secretary and chairman of the Bureau for Pensions, Sir Edwin Ogidigbebaje, who chaired the occasion, described Mr. Osuya as a man who had lived a life worthy of emulation in knowledge, character and deed, saying he had made a mark in service to the state and humanity, and encouraged civil servants to follow his steps.
Is always outspoken when need be, and silent yet visible and effective.
Special guest of honor and former head of service, Sir Oke Ofili, lauded Mr. Osuya as intellectually sound and a competent officer, advocating that the retirement age be pegged at 65. To enable the government to utilize retirees' wealth of wisdom and experience in training younger civil servants.
If God blesses you with long life, you will continue to graduate even in your retirement.
In their goodwill messages, colleagues of Mr. Osuya and guests at the event, including Mrs. Mercy Mwemifo, Director News DBS Asaba, described Mr. Osuya as an experienced, knowledgeable and professional civil servant who had trained and guided many younger officers in the tenets and ethics of the civil service, wishing him greater heights in his future endeavors.
We in DBS, we always remember him as one who always comes to mentor us, to teach us.
Mr. Osuya thanked all for their good wishes and support, encouraging serving officers to lay good foundation for those coming after them, charging junior officers to show respect to their seniors and constituted authorities, even as he gave a brief lecture on some do's and don'ts of the civil service, calling for the correction of perceived administrative lapses.
I thank you all. God bless you. DBS, I'm very grateful. All of you that are here, I'm very grateful.
Mr. Osuya later cut his birthday and retirement cake supported by his wife, Isioma, and guests, with the event joined a cross-section of 7 and retired permanent secretaries, directors, and other top officials of MDAs across the state. Esther Oputa reporting.
Political aspirants seeking elective positions ahead of the 2027 general elections have been urged to focus on issue-based campaigns and avoid inflammatory statements capable of heating up the polity. A former senior legislative aide to the Speaker of the House of Representatives under the office of the Minority Leader, Honorable Charles Ogedi, who made a call while reacting to recent political developments in the state, decried what he described as growing campaigns of calumny and mudslinging among some aspirants and their supporters, frowning at attempts by some aspirants to attack political leaders over their affiliations and personal preferences. The former President General of Obompa community in Onitsha North local government area said the legislature remained the bastion of democracy and should only attract individuals with proven character and integrity, advising political office holders seeking re-election to present their achievements to party members and allow their performance speak for them. Honorable Ogedi also urged supporters of aspirants to use social media positively by promoting the achievements and programs of their preferred candidates instead of engaging in personal attacks and contemptuous publications. He commended the campaign style of former Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, Honorable Ndudi Elumelu, while also applauding Governor Sheriff Oborewori for providing a level playing field for aspirants, urging Deltans to continue supporting the administration's renewed hope for more agenda. The need for Christians to align their lives with the purpose of God formed the crux of this week's message at the DBS Asaba Weekly Prayer Meeting. Henry Usiayo reports.
In his message titled Fulfilling Your Purpose, Brother Azubike Nwanze spoke on the importance of knowledge, spiritual growth, and obedience to God in shaping a believer's destiny. Drawing his text from Romans chapter 5 verse 5, Brother Azubike explained that human actions and decisions were influenced by the state of the mind and the knowledge people possessed, adding that the intellect and the will form the soul of man, and every physical manifestation first took shape in the mind before becoming reality. He stressed that knowledge also played a vital role in fulfilling purpose, warning that lack of understanding could hinder true living and spiritual growth. The cleric warned against allowing personal desires to oppose the will of God, pointing out that anything that contradicted God's injunctions ultimately lead to disobedience.
Desires of the flesh are what? Opposed to the desires of the spirit. And the desires of the spirit are opposed to the desires of the what? Yes. Of the flesh. It is in your spirit, in your soul, that you resemble God most. So what should have lead, or what should lead your life is the life of the spirit. So whenever you are living the life of the flesh, you are living in opposition to the life that God wants you to live. So it is the spirit that must live. If you have listened to what I said earlier, I said whatever the spirit, the disposition of your spirit or soul is, it should be manifest in your body. It should be manifest in your physical life. And whatever your physical life should be in accordance, I didn't say it should be different, must be in accordance to that leading part, which is the soulish part.
Prayers were offered for the state and the station. Henry Usiayo reporting.
You're watching the Delta Television main news. Still to come, United States rejects Iran's response to proposals aimed at ending the ongoing war. Details in a moment. Stay tuned.
As a host community, try as much as possible to guide your utterances. No company can be intimidated. The companies are also urged to keep to their social responsibility, the corporate social responsibility, I always say it, keep to it. If you keep to the corporate social responsibility, no host community will hold you ransom.
Welcome back to the Delta Television main news. United States President Donald Trump has described Iran's response to U.S. proposals aimed at ending the ongoing war as totally unacceptable. Iran's Tasnim, a news agency, reports that Tehran's proposal, transmitted through Pakistan acting as mediator, includes an immediate end to hostilities on all fronts, a halt to the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports, and guarantees against further attacks on Iran. The ceasefire, initiated to support negotiations between Iran, the United States, and Israel since February, has largely held despite occasional exchanges of fire. Earlier this week, President Trump reiterated that the war in Iran would end quickly. However, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insisted that Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium must be dismantled before the conflict can be considered over. Meanwhile, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian says Iran will never bow to pressure from its enemies, stressing that dialogue or negotiation would not be interpreted as surrender. President Trump, in a post on Truth Social, said he had reviewed Iran's response and did not like it, describing it as totally unacceptable. And now for some business news. The Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council has said it will commence a 2-day cleanup and enforcement exercise along the Lagos port corridors as part of efforts to improve trade facilitation and boost operational efficiency at the nation's seaports. The exercise, scheduled for May 14 and 15, 2026, will be carried out through the Council's Ports and Customs Efficiency Committee. In a statement issued by the Director General of PEBEC, Princess Zara Mustafa Audu, the Council says the operation is aimed at restoring order within the Apapa and Tinkan port corridors, regarded as major maritime and logistics hubs in the country. PEBEC said the initiative forms part of the federal government's broader reforms targeted at creating a more transparent, efficient, and investor-friendly business environment. According to the Council, the enforcement exercise will tackle persistent traffic congestion, illegal checkpoints, indiscriminate parking of trucks, environmental degradation, and other unregulated activities affecting cargo movement and increasing the cost of doing business. The Council adds that the operation is expected to improve traffic management, reduce delays experienced by port users, and enhance environmental sanitation through the removal of illegal structures and operational obstructions. PEBEC further notes that the exercise will strengthen collaboration among security and regulatory agencies operating within the port environment, including the Nigerian Ports Authority, Nigeria Customs Service, Nigeria Police Force, Lagos State Government, port terminal operators, and relevant unions. In sports, Nigeria's women under-17 national team, the Flamingos, have arrived in Ikenne, Ogun State to continue preparations for the second-round qualifier against Guinea in the race for a place at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Head coach Akim Busari and his technical crew are using the training camp to strengthen team coordination, fitness, and tactical discipline ahead of the crucial encounter. The team heads into the fixture in high spirits after a series of impressive friendly matches in Abuja, where they recorded emphatic victories, including wins over Nazareth Queens, Generation Next, and Yafa, while also securing a dominant result against Solo Wonder Babes. With preparations now intensified, the Flamingos will focus fully on the clash with Guinea as they aim to secure progression to the next stage of the World Cup qualifiers. That's our news. Next is the thoughts for the day. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. That ends Delta Television News tonight. Just before we go, here is a recap of the major stories. President Bola Tinubu has created the Office of the Special Advisor on Homeland Security and appointed retired Major General Adeyinka Famadewa as the pioneer occupant of the position. The appointment was announced in a statement issued by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and signed by the Permanent Secretary, General Services Office, Dr. Ibrahim Abubakar Kana. Governor Sharif Oborewori has assured Deltans that his administration will continue to create more employment opportunities for youth through ongoing infrastructural development projects and partnerships with construction firms. The governor gave the assurance while addressing workers at the Julius Berger project site in Osubi, Okpe local government area, noting that unemployment and economic hardship remained major challenges facing many families. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, has directed telecommunications operators in the country to urgently resolve persistent network challenges affecting service delivery. And from the foreign scene, we reported that United States President Donald Trump has described Iran's response to U.S. proposals aimed at ending the ongoing war as totally unacceptable. That ends Delta Television News. On behalf of the news editor and the production team, this is Onome Iyarowe. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Thank you for watching. Good night.
From the rivers to the cities we ride.